Hi everyone, Mike Jarrell here. I'm a certified real estate appraiser and engagement manager with OpalAi. Today we're covering some tips and tricks to help you get the most out of our ScanTo3D app. Let's get started. First, you want to make sure you have a compatible LiDAR-enabled iPhone Pro or iPad Pro. That means iPhone 12, 13, and 14 Pro and Pro Max models and iPad Pro models released since 2020. For the best user experience, we do recommend an iPad Pro for two reasons. It has a faster chip and better cooling. The ScanTo3D app truly is bleeding edge technology. We are pushing the boundary on mobile processing resources, and because of that, the iPad Pro is going to give you the best user experience, especially if your use case involves scanning spaces larger than about 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. Here I put a list of supported iPad Pro models up on the screen. As you can see, the iPad Pro is going to come in two sizes, 11-inch and 13-inch. The two sizes have a pretty similar performance because they have the same chip every year, but we recommend the larger 13-inch model because it has better cooling, a brighter screen, and a slightly bigger battery. Those characteristics make it a little bit better for scanning, but if you prefer the smaller model, that's going to do just fine. As I'm recording this in March 2023, the model that we recommend is the 13-inch Generation 6 with Apple's new M2 chip inside. That said, I haven't upgraded to the M2 version yet because my M1 does just fine with the app. So here are some scanning best practices that I like to use. To start, I like to prepare the space. Walk through, open any interior doors I need to so that I have an unobstructed route, and then turn on lights, open curtains, open blinds. The goal is to let in as much light as possible. Well-lit spaces are always going to scan better than poorly lit spaces, all else being equal. Then I like to just plan out my scan a little bit. Nothing crazy, just familiarize myself with the space. I like to do that actually when I'm turning on lights and opening doors. No need to go overboard, but just plan out a route that avoids scanning an area more than once if possible. That's not always going to be possible, and certainly not on every appraisal inspection I do. So now that we've prepared the space, it's time to start scanning. We're going to launch the ScanTo3D app and then tap record, and just like that, we're capturing the space. As you can see, the app is starting to detect the walls, floors, ceilings, and objects in the room. As you move around, ScanTo3D is simultaneously modeling the geometry of the space and tracking the camera's position within the modeled space, all in real time. The user interface, or UI, has two visual components. Unmapped areas are shown in red, and the white wireframe is a real-time preview of the geometry we're capturing. Essentially, the goal is to remove as much red as possible. That said, no need to go overboard. Try to focus on the floors, walls, and ceilings, especially in the corners. It should typically take somewhere between, say, 30 seconds and 2 minutes to scan a room, depending on the size, complexity, and contents. Keep an eye on the white wireframe, making sure it stays aligned with objects shown on screen. If you notice any misalignment, also known as drift, just slow down for a few seconds and let the app catch up. When entering a new or unmapped area, going slow and steady will improve the model quality. When scanning blank walls, try not to stand too close. Staying away from walls will keep more details in the frame, which helps the device maintain accurate tracking. As of March 2023, all LiDAR-enabled iPhones and iPads have a scanning range of 5 meters, which in freedom units is about 16 feet. While this range will let you capture an entire room from one stationary position, you should try to avoid this whenever possible. Moving around and capturing the space from multiple angles will improve the model quality. When you're done, tap the record button again to end the scanning session. The ScanTo3D app will then quickly generate a rough preview of the model we captured. We can then run HD processing to refine the resolution of the 3D mesh and improve the texture quality. And just like that, we have a highly accurate, textured 3D model of my living room. From there, we can use the tape measure feature to take accurate point-to-point measurements directly from the model. Now, I've only scanned this room a few hundred times at this point, so I could say with experience that it is 15 foot 6.5 inches by 11 foot 6. And here we can see that our model is within a few hundredths on both measurements. With ScanTo3D, you don't have to stop at just one room. If you're using an iPhone, we recommend separately scanning the outside walls in each interior floor or level. However, with an iPad Pro, you can scan the entire inside and outside in one shot. Not bad for an iPad, right? Here's the best part. From there, we just tap upload, and in 24 hours, you'll receive an ANSI-compliant GLA report that you can import into your appraisal software. More on that in the next video. Until then, this has been Mike Jarrell with OpalAi. Cheers!